Try to fight it, but you can't even feel it. Try to deny it, but it's coming for someone you love. Not the wisest to deceive her. Cannot hide away, but we are in the silence. It's conceited, 'cause it believes that we're defeated. To our surprise, I believe that what's inside us will release us now. Oh, no, the world just have to trust now. Then maybe we'll find out, but now we're coming to the place in the talker where we see that the elders have lost time, and the lessons we learned from a long time have all but abandoned our small minds. Scream about nothing but fear, trying to run up a decline.